Access Sacramento presents Home Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Our focus tonight is on the daunting Delta League, where basketball action is always intense and furious. And this evening is no exception as the Elk Grove Thundering Herd visit Franklin High to take on the host Wildcats. This evening on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Good evening, welcome to Wildcat Gym with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. Welcome aboard. We have a doozy for you tonight. The always competitive Delta League is stacked with power. Sometimes the records don't always apply to what you see on the surface. And Lauren, both of these squads tonight are showing tremendous urgency to get back into the win column.
Very similar team style play, but tonight is a big win for either way it goes because they need to get back on track.
Well, there's lots of background on these two teams. The last meeting between the two squads, not all that long ago. Matter of fact, it was February of last year, and you can see there, locked up pretty tight, Lauren.
Lander, 17 points attacking, and then Ignacio and Sims and Roberts combining for 21 points. That was a good collection coming from the Franklin. And then defense limited Elk Grove just to 4 points in the third quarter. That's lockdown defense, and then just 14 in the second half.
Well, I know Thundering Herd coach Dustin Monday is well aware of that outing, as is host coach Ken Manfredi. Now, the last outings for these two squads, somewhat optimistic, but not helpful in the standings.
No, Elk Grove fell short to Jesuit. Even though you see that Britton and Kahn coming for 25 points, still kept the Herd within 6 entering into the fourth, so they were very competitive, didn't come out on the upside. And then on the opposite end, we had a total lopside victory for Davis, tromping over Franklin by 20 points.
As you can see there, the Wildcats having big trouble hitting from behind the arc. We'll see if that changes tonight. Impact players will definitely hold a key role in tonight's contest, starting with the Herd headliners.
Well, the Herd are very young, starting with the number 2, Albert Green, lefty shooting phenomenon. And then I got Gab Alvarez Sr. leading this way in the guard combination. And then we have Britton coming off the bench now into the starting lineup. He is a dominant player, young freshman though. We'll see what he can do tonight.
He will be a point of focus this evening, number 20, Britton of Elk Grove. Now for the host Wildcats under Ken Manfredi, they're going to have to show up big to defend the home hardwood tonight, the Wiley Wildcats.
Well, number 1, Lilian Ignacio has a problem in a candle to lead Franklin for sure. He's a well-seasoned vet, as well as Davion Wright, the spicy freshman that Coach Manfredi has in the starting lineup. And then Monk Johnson out tonight, maybe questionable off a finger injury. See what the Wildcats have.
His status is varying hour by hour. We'll keep an eye on that. Nevertheless, we are set up for an outstanding matchup tonight here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Stick around. We'll have more for you. Lauren will dig a bit deeper in tonight's big matchups. Stay with us.
You've known for years that this is the #1 cause of lung cancer, smoking. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. But do you know the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers? It's in this room. You can't see it or smell it. It's radon. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. It can build up to dangerous levels without notice. Now the Surgeon General has issued another lung cancer warning. And whether you smoke or not, breathing radon can cause lung cancer. That's why you need to have your home tested. Protect your family. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Heed the warning. Have your home tested, because radon problems can be fixed.
Welcome back. We are in Elk Grove at Franklin High School, where tonight the hometown sports game of the week brings you Delta League action. Host Franklin taking on the visiting Elk Grove Thundering Herd.
Performing tonight's
and now for our national anthem, featured vocalist Ayana Navarro of Franklin High School.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang aloud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Ayana Navarro of Franklin High School, an outstanding rendition of our Star-Spangled Banner. Let's take a look and meet tonight's starting lineup, beginning with Elk Grove. As you see there, a couple of impact players occupy 2 out of the 3 guard positions, Green and Alcaraz, and a late insertion into the starting 5, Lauren, with outstanding freshman Amir Britton.
We'll see how this young team for the Herd can come out against the Wildcats.
Now Franklin is going to counter with their 5, and they've had a little shift in their alignment as well due to injuries. Estacio, one of the very best point guards in this section, a veteran, and he's going to have to hold this club together. And another freshman to keep your eyes on, number 3, Davion Wright.
It's been a combination of young talent that has just sparked up this year. Very interested to see how this number 3, Davion Wright, plays tonight.
Always a treat to see a hot freshman in the mix, and this will be a major test for both of these young ball players based on the urgency presented by the teams to achieve victory tonight.
This is I wouldn't say a major win, but it's a very important game for both teams to get back in the run of things, get back on the winning side, and try to make some shakes and moves in this competitive Delta League.
Well, the officials assigned by the NCOA will have their hands full keeping control of this ball game, not just because of the speed factor, but how intensely we anticipate it to be played. And the tandem of referee Eric Joe and umpire Melvin Bryant will have to remain focused tonight.
Vet officiating staff for tonight. They're going to keep the game in good hands, good situation. Excited to see how these two teams start off in this first quarter.
As you'll see when you get shots from around the gym, the place is packed. Quite possibly the largest home crowd of the season for Franklin High School. There's lots on the line, but Franklin has adorned this event beautifully. Their band has come out, and there you see Dustin Mundy, the Elk Grove head coach. And we'll have a dance troupe. Cheerleaders are going to be rocking. And as you already heard, guest vocalist Iana Navarro laid the national anthem to the bone.
It's standing room only in here right now. A long history between the two teams, and so I can understand why.
Both clubs on the floor. The Herd dressed in their visiting navy trimmed in gold. Host Franklin in their home whites trimmed in that deep purple, if you want to call it that. For Franklin, Jalen Roberts will be tapping at center circle. He wears 33. And our game ref, Eric Joe, stepping to the jump circle. And he wins the tip against the slightly shorter J.J. James. Wildcats drive and kick. Baseline runner, short, well defended. A save at the end line, but it goes to Britton, who misses the chippy, boards it, and draws a foul.
Young play right there by Green. Don't save it under the other team's basket. Now you get them some momentum, and now they're going to the free throw line.
So Jalen Roberts to the stripe after being fouled on the follow-up. Trying to draw first blood here for host Franklin. Good on number one. On the season, Roberts, just a 53% free thrower, would like to knock down a pair here and get off to a good start and build some confidence. Number two trickles off. 1 out of 2.
And now you see immediately from Franklin the extended pressure as they're falling into their matchup zone.
On the point for Elk Grove, that was 10. Samir Khan handling. On the drive, take it inside, a layup, good. Sweet drive, knocked down Amir Britton, and a 2-1 Herd lead.
Now Amir Britton coming out right off the jump, getting the easy bucket.
Drive and kick, and that is a Franklin turnover, one apiece.
And you see Leland in the middle of the defense right now, kind of just leading this young team as he has a lot of experience.
Good ball movement early on against the Franklin zone. We're just underway. We played a little over a minute here at Franklin High. And here's a takeaway. Nice D right there by Martinez. Reyes on the drive, tapped away. Nice D there on the other end by the Herd. Snap it ahead. Both clubs exchange turnovers. Corner J on the way, down!
And there he is right there, first bucket. Knockdown 3.
Albert Green, the southpaw, dropped it sweet.
And we're seeing zones from both sides of on the court, and a travel right there on Leland.
3 turnovers apiece in the early going. We played about, well, just a little over 90 seconds. So, token pressure.
And the gym is so small, Will, that they are packing it in. They're not really extended, but it's really clogging up the floor.
Jay on the way, down! 3-ball derby. Samir Khan. 8-1. The visiting Herd off to a hot start. Tough shot, banked home. Nicely done, Leland Estacio.
Stasio doing what he wants to do.
Quick shot and a miss. Transition for the Cats. One-on-one drive. Tough luck, it wobbles out. Offensive rebound, kept alive. And they'll reload.
And both teams showing tremendous patience as they slow the game down and kind of execute a play right now.
Dribble drive, tapped away, out of bounds to the Wildcats on the drive by Blackman. Amid major protest here from the Elk Grove bench, they must have seen something who last touched it. Baseline inbound for the Herd. Britton to shove it in, and here's some more extended pressure.
And Franklin isn't really big in size, but when they get into that press, they're taking up a lot of area, which is giving Elk Grove some hard with the vision.
Straight away, Jay, a clunker, missed. One and done. On the outside, Jay taken out there. On the miss by Britton. On the other end, a miss. Tough rebounding, follow-up, blocked out of there. That was some superior D right there on the rejection of the Roberts inside shot.
Coach Monday coming on right now. James on that last block after giving up the offensive rebound, way to come and hustle after it.
8-3, Elk Grove on top early with the 3-ball gunning. We're nearing midway first. Quick first step, drive and dish. 3 on the way, down! I'll tell you there, warming up, Samir Khan has his second 3, and 3 for the game for Elk Grove. Opposite end, a corner miss, taken out there by Blackman. Held ball tie-up, possession to Elk Grove. We call that a turnover. Substitution Herd. Coming on is Eric Lee, another 3-ball gunner. And he's gonna give Albert Green a rest.
They're giving up too many offensive rebounds. Yes, they're winning the 3-point battle right now, but they're gonna have to box out on the other end.
3 on the way, down! Off the bench, Eric Lee. 4 threes in the first period and a 14-3 Elk Grove lead on a barrage of trays. A drive and a foul as Estacio held a little lane there and took advantage.
Well, Elk Grove is staying in there man-to-man, and I respect Coach Monday's decision to just go mano-a-mano. And right now, Leland has to take advantage of the mismatch that he has because he has maturity as well as strength.
Whistle on the inbound play. So James is going to be called for a foul, a dead ball foul, just before the inbound was made.
And that was set up by Estacio. He set him up on the screen. Him and Britton got arms tangled, and now James picks up an easy foul that he doesn't need.
Nicely done, Leland Estacio.
Estacio's making it too easy. Coach Monday's looking at his bench right now. Somebody's going to have to guard him.
As we mentioned, one of the standout point guards in this region. Nice first step. The runner missed, tip in, down! Sweet touch and great timing right there on the follow-up by J.J. James.
James shows some athleticism right there. Way to follow.
Flip side of quarter number 1, 3:15 to go. This game is as intense as we thought. Estacio drives and hits a layup off the right side glass. And the foul is going to be on James, his second.
And this is why he's so good. This is why he's ranked in the city. Change speeds and then get the extra contact on the back end. And now J.J. James has to come to the bench. Actually, Coach Monday is calling a timeout at this point.
It's a 30. We'll keep it right here as you see the Herd bench. As you say, Lauren, 2 fouls now on James. He didn't care for that last call. But the fact is, Estacio has picked this team up by himself after they trailed 11-3, and he's come on for 6 points and may have a 7th here on the free throw.
Communication is what happened on that foul. Nobody communicated after the screen happened. Then there was a communication drift in the switch, and then there you get James picking up that foul on the back end. On the opposite end, Coach Manfredi has to be ecstatic with how Inaccio's taking his time, picking his poison, and picking Elk Grove apart right now. Hopefully, Coach Monday talked to his team about who's going to guard him man-to-man and not allowing him to get to his sweet spots.
And speaking with Coach Manfredi earlier in the week, he said every team they've faced thus far has made Estacio, there you see Ken Manfredi there, Estacio the main target to shut him down with traps and doubles. Free throw missed, tip in, wobbles out. Rebound yanked down, here come the Herd. 3-minute mark, first quarter. Spin, drive, and lay it home on the drive by Amir Britton.
And that freshman is special. As you see, he has a lot of energy after, and now he's guarding Estacio.
Rare mistake for the floor leader there. Turnover number 5.
Rare mistake, but now you have a fiery young player guarding him. I like Coach's adjustment right there, making the matchup a little bit better for them.
Despite these two clubs each having just a 1-3 league mark, they're better than that. Straight away, Jay missed. Nice hustle, tapped twice. Who wants it? Taken there by Roberts. Estacio up the floor, snap it to the corner. Baseline drive, shut down, tapped away, another turnover. Here's a foot race. Wow. Given to Elk Grove, the Herd catches a break, and Coach Manfredi is upset.
And a lot of the fans, as they look on right now, are kind of confused with what happened on that play. But tonight's going to be the game of the little man, the game of the guards. And if Britton can come on or James can come on for either team, that's going to be where the advantage is going to lie.
18-7, visiting Elk Grove on top here in the first. Outside Jay, down. Wow.
That kid's special.
Britton with the threes, running with 7 points now. And it's a 21-7 Elk Grove lead here in an explosive first quarter with 5 threes for the Herd.
And I like that the Herd are standing there man-to-man, regardless of what's going on.
Deep J missed from the outside, taken by Eric Lee. Baseball up the floor. Good ball movement, snappy ball movement. Layup is good. Wow, I'll tell you, he's worked hard. Britton is wearing it out with 9 in the quarter.
And kudos to Coach Monday. I don't know what happened, but putting this kid in the starting lineup was a great adjustment for Elk Grove, and you're seeing the benefits right now.
A break up and a steal as Estacio falls down. 1-on-3, a layup, missed. Up for the board, Roberts on a good trailing play. Full speed, take it strong, got a whistle and a foul.
And you saw in those stretches right there as one player kind of took off for Elk Grove. On the other hand, Franklin was very limited with their role players and what they did. So they needed this bucket right here to get somebody else going other than Inacio.
Foul called on Eric Lee, and a free throw missed by Wright.
And now this is the freshman standout for Franklin, as Wright's getting the opportunity to get to the line right now. He's going to have to start, see the basketball, go in the hoop, and then get it going for his team.
Just a minute 4 left. Second free throw good. 1 out of 2 for Wright. And it pulls the Cats within 23-8. Walking belt high dribble, a minute to go here in the first. Up the floor cautiously, Samir Khan, who's dropped a pair of threes here in the quarter.
And again, right now, they got to extend the pressure on the ball. Don't let them just sit there and watch.
Nice D to shut that down, and it caused the travel. Turnover number 4 on the Herd.
And there was a little drag. That's kind of a go-to play for players right now. The up fake, but you got to watch that drag on the end.
We'll credit number 12, Jacob Young, with the defense on that last sequence. On top, it's Blackman, a veteran.
And Blackman's going to have to get a spark right now, taking over as Estacio is on the bench.
Feed the post. Roberts, nice move inside.
Roberts, good patience, young guy, but has been putting in the work over time in the program. Coach Manfredi is now seeing the results of that.
23-10, drive and a foul. Well, Samir Khan took it strong, forced the action, drew the foul.
And the Herd fans are excited to see Khan go to the free throw line right now.
So Khan to the stripe to shoot 2. No good on number 1. On the season, just a 58% free thrower.
And Khan got the change of speed right there. They tried to take the charge for Franklin, but just was unfortunately not there on time.
And he clicks on that one. Quickly up the floor, bank shot missed, and it's a charge on the drive, taken there by Miss Lang, Francis Miss Lang. 2 quick fouls since coming off the bench. Tough luck for Miss Lang. Here's another look at the sophomore's drive.
And the charge is about getting in the right spot at the right time. That's what he did on that last play, and they gave it to him.
Timeout on the floor as we have the quarter break, and we're just going to keep it right here for a moment. 24-10, there you see the numbers. And when speaking with Coach Monday earlier in the week, he stressed that it was very crucial to get out to a quick start and get on top early.
And that's what they've done this far. They've come into a hostile territory right now, standing room only, and they're performing. We and you talked about it earlier about who's going to win the battle of threes. Right now, the Herd have it to their advantage, and they're playing their style of basketball. It's going to be important for Manfredi to get his team back going, to get out of the slump. Not get back in the game, get out of the slump. There's a difference. Yes, they're down right now, but if they get a few buckets, get on a run, they can have an opportunity to get back in the game, to get the game. Right now, their goal can't be to win the game in this quarter.
Well, there you see the respective coaches from both benches, and you had a good look at this rockin' Franklin High band. So we open second quarter action. A 14-point Elk Grove cushion right now. Wildcats first possession here to start the second. Young stays into the ball game. Roberts to Young, wheel and deal. Tough luck, tip missed. Roberts has a shot rejected. Third try upcoming now. A tough, tenacious defense by the Herd.
Herd are playing tough defense, but they're giving up second chance opportunities that leads to that three-pointer made right there.
Sweet driving layup off the left side, cashed in there by number 4, Alcaraz. Turnover Franklin.
In the game for Franklin, number 1, Nathan Estacio, number 3, Davion Wright. In the game for Elk Grove, number 20, Javier Britt.
And you see both coaches making chess moves right now. Estacio coming back into the game, and so is Britton.
There you see Coach Manfredi up along that Franklin bench. Elk Grove so far has doubled up on the score, leading the Wildcats 26-13 early here in the second.
And for me, knowing Coach Manfredi for years now, I know he wants his team to have some confidence. Nobody has confidence on the offensive end, but that starts on defense.
Wow, tough luck on that miss. Tip in, wobbles out, third try, whistle, and a foul. I'm so impressed here with Amir Britton.
This kid is very physical, very strong, as you can tell in the stature, and he's giving maximum effort right now.
So Young charged with the foul. It places Britton at the stripe, who had an explosive first quarter with 3 two-point baskets and a tray, but misses short on number 1.
And free throws. Fans, pay attention to the free throws tonight. It's going to play a factor in the difference in the game.
0 for 2 from out there. Franklin trying to chip away at the deficit. Young, one-on-one move. Snaps it to the open outside shooter and dropped sweetly. And that was Martinez Reyes. At the other end, a layup missed. Tough luck there. Roberts pulls the board. Corner jumper. Leland, correction. Jacob Young with the 3 ball. Right back at the other end, a 3 for Green. Look out, left open, a miss this time. Nice board crash, and the Cats get rewarded with another chance. Take it strong, loose ball, out of bounds. Neither of them knows.
And Davion Wright, with the extra effort right there, gets the tip, and then now he's back in the game.
Baseline inbound, a lob comes into Roberts. Young at the elbow, defended there, tough. Leans in, has a shot blocked. Roberts wrestles it and sticks it in and draws the foul. Wow.
Roberts is a very strong, brute kid, has a presence down there on the end, and now you see him going to the free throw line because of the extra effort.
The foul is on Gill, his first. Roberts to the stripe, trying to complete a 3-point play. 1 out of 2 from there so far tonight. No good. 29-21, here come the Herd. Their lead has been dwindled down to 8. A breakup, nice hands there, good D, shown by Estacio. Inbound goes there to Green. Sophomore drives it in the crowd. Spin shot, no. Estacio up the floor. Sees the defense, loses the rock. And they reload now. This is Young. They spread the floor, and Coach Manfredi calls the play. Here's Roberts, foul line jumper. Clanker follows up, drives it, loses the rock, a lot of contact, no call, out of bounds to the Herd.
Roberts' second chance opportunities that he's creating for Franklin right now is going to be a problem for Elk Grove. Somebody has to find a way to get a body on him before he does too much damage.
Out on top, here he is. Green, layup, good. Sweetly done.
And it's the change of speeds tonight. The guards are having the ability on both ends of the ball to change speeds, and it's getting these opportunities for them.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Herd, 31-21. Out of bounds, the ball will be awarded to the Wildcats. That was a shaky play. Davion Wright on the drive.
And Davion Wright's trying to get something going. He hasn't had the opportunities right now or the ability to get things going for him. But if he can see a bucket go in and maybe the next couple of plays, he might can get on the spark.
Baseline inbound. Open jump shot. A miss taken there by Wright. But they salvage with another offensive board and reload.
And now, again, you see Franklin with an offensive rebound. And it's guards. These are guards rebounding the ball right now. You see Leland pop a 3 off an offensive rebound. Second chance opportunities are going to be the death of Elk Grove if they don't get it under control.
Steal away. Blackman's got the rock, 1-on-2, a layup blocked at the rim. Offensive board again, just as you say, follow-up missed, another offensive shakedown. Follow-up missed, got a whistle on the putback try by Badragon.
And now look, Britton makes a spectacular block. Nobody has a second chance effort with him or to match his effort, so nobody follows the ball, and this comes down to discipline and effort right now. The Herd need to tap into one of those categories because they're giving Franklin opportunities, and now look, the clock is stopped. They're at the free throw line and taking advantage of it.
Free throw is good, all net.
Into the game for Alberta, number 3, Eric Lee, and number 24, Austin Aragon.
Free throwing has been a problem for both squads, but they're not showing it tonight. 1 out of 2 as that one trickles out. Rebound lost by the Herd, and the Wildcats have it.
Another one. It's going to get frustrating. As you see, frustration is on their faces. Coach Manfredi takes a crucial timeout right now.
Okay, spin the replay dial.
And Franklin is building up in this second half. They've been able to knock down shots. As you see Martinez-Reyes hitting the corner 3, and then on the other end, you see Young being able to knock that down. This is what they needed to do. The person who can make the most threes in this team is going to be successful or in this game. So you've seen Elk Grove come out big in the first quarter. Now Franklin's responding to that.
The third one in that sequence was dropped by Leland Estacio, so the big lead is not as imposing as it was earlier in the ball game when it was 18-5.
And we're seeing the power of the three-pointer, but you're also seeing now the impact of hustle and second chance opportunities, which is effort.
To the corner, that's right, the freshman fadeaway J falls short. Another offensive board. Kick out. Estacio has his runner slapped out of there, gets it back, gets inside, down! Leland Estacio.
Estacio's putting in the work right now and showing his young team how to do it. And there's a travel on the young freshman. Coach.
Let's take a look at one of the top point guards in the region. There's the miss by Wright.
Now the second chance opportunity is what gives Estacio the look. He gives him the pump fake, changes speeds, then he continues to pursue after the ball, getting it back to the reverse layup.
Out on top. 2 is Blackman, and inside a chip shot miss, but tapped out. Another offensive board. Inside miss, another one. Woo-wee. Open J, down! Ooh, that is Martinez-Reyes, his second 3. He's got 8, and they're within 1.
Coach Manfredi is doing some coaching over there on that sideline. Got his team right back in this game.
A miss from 3-point range, but tracked down by the Herd. Straight away, another 3-ball miss. Estacio's got the board. He calls the play with a walking belt-high dribble straight up the floor. 2:20 to go here in the half. Badragon, number 20 for Franklin, has been a dynamite offensive rebounder here in the early going.
And there's been a collection of people getting offensive rebounds for them, and that's accredited to how much they work in practice, as well as Coach Manfredi's philosophy of effort and hard work.
Estacio had to shoot to beat the shot clock, and a held ball tie-up, possession arrow to Franklin. And the hustle factor has been tremendous.
That was a good defensive possession for the Herd, but then they got into a tie-up because they did not box out on the last possession.
Take a second look at that.
And you see Estacio just goes Hail Mary, nobody boxes out, and then he gets in there for a tie-up.
I'll tell you, Zach Badragon has been showing a great example of hustle, determination, and aggressive play. 1:45 to go, late second. Nice to have you with us here for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're in Elk Grove at Franklin High for this Delta League matchup. Drive and kick, loose ball. Salvage. Left open, down! 3-ball derby on the deep shot by Alcaraz.
Alcaraz came right on time with that bucket. They needed a 3. He took his time, patience, and knocked it down.
1:13 to go, second quarter action. The lead back to 4.
And we truly will get an opportunity to see some good execution.
Breakup on the run, got it on the play, a steal, drive, and layup Alcaraz.
Alcaraz has come in as a spark right on time for the Herd. They needed some energy, and they came from a different player that they weren't probably expecting right now.
Back cut, baseline pass to the corner, down. Sweetly done, the freshman Davion Wright.
Davion Wright needed to see the ball go in the rim. I know Coach Manfredi's probably happy, so is he.
Spin move, wild pass, but tracked down. Herd controls. Spinning out of trouble, Alcaraz. Goes on top now with 21 seconds to go in the first half. Remember, Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our coaches at the halftime intermission. A 1-on-3, pull-up jumper, short, no good. Here's a run out. Take it strong, down. Wright beats the buzzer after the turnover. And this game has tightened up once again. 36-34 Elk Grove. But the earlier 15-point lead is a memory. That was a wild barrage of deep outside gunning by both teams. And this sellout crowd is ultra excited about the brand of basketball they're seeing here tonight at Franklin High School. As are we. Well, let's turn our attention to floor level. Lauren Goodman standing by with Dustin
Coach, talk
Mundy.
to me about that last play. I know there was a lot of emotion, kind of a defensive breakdown, gave up the easy layup. Talk to me about your last few minutes.
Yeah, they came out in that second quarter and out-toughed us, I think. We had them on the ropes. We stopped boxing out. They crashed the boards hard and kind of killed us there. Last possession, you hate it because you get a good shot, and then your guys don't get back. They think the half's over, and it turns into a layup. So kind of tough way to end the half, but we got to recover and bounce back, and it's gonna be interesting going down.
Coach, there was some success in that first half. In the first quarter, you guys came out really strong against him. What was the key or the success to that run?
We've talked about in preparation of this game that we got to share the ball more. Last couple games, I felt we were kind of going a little bit too much one-on-one, guys trying to do their own thing. And tonight we just said share the ball, find the open man, and guys knock down shots tonight. So that was huge.
Coach, good luck in the second half. Will?
Thank you, Lauren. Well, Coach Dustin Mundy pretty calm there in assessing his team's first half play, and particularly shaky second quarter, but we have a doozy on our hands tonight here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Visiting Elk Grove up 2 here at Franklin High tonight. Stick around because we're coming back for a whole lot more.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things.
2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks.
Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator.
My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome back. We're at the half here in this Delta League matchup. You see the score. It's a tight one. Let's send it down to floor level and join Lauren Goodman. She is standing by with a special guest.
Well, Will, I'm here with Mike Cody, Athletic Director at Franklin. And how has the transition been since fall? I haven't seen you since football season. How has it been going so far in winter?
It's been great. We've got all 5 of our teams in the winter are off to a pretty solid start in league. We're pretty excited about what's going on here tonight, and we've got a packed house. And before you know it, it's going to be spring sports at the end of the month. So I'm about 3 weeks away from hitting ground balls on the baseball field.
Well, now recently I heard you were awarded the 2018 State Athletic Director of the Year, and that is an amazing accomplishment. How do you even get into a position like that?
I got Athletic Director of the Year for the section, which was pretty cool, so nice to be recognized by my peers. And I've been doing the job for a long time, so I think they just kind of ran out of somebody to vote for, as I keep telling everybody. But in all seriousness, it comes from being at a great school and lots of great support. Got to have great coaches, got to have great administration, but more importantly, you got to make sure that your wife and kids at home will support you, and they do. So I'm very lucky to have all 3 in that regard. So.
Well, of course, Coach, I had to ask you, how special is it and how much work really does it take to be an athletic director at that level? Of course, to be recognized for it, but as well as I don't think people see how much work it takes for an athletic director.
You know, it is a ton of work, and the athletic directors across our section do an awesome job. I was lucky to be recognized this year, but this is why we do it. Nights like tonight, I mean, we got a packed house. We're playing Elk Grove. They brought a great crowd. We brought a great crowd. This is what I did when I was in high school. I love being a part of it. So a night like tonight, you don't really feel like you're working, and so it kind of all pays off at the end of a great week. It's our 4th home event at home in 5 days, but if we can pull out a win here tonight, we'll end it on a great week.
Well, it's an amazing atmosphere down at Franklin. Will?
Thank you very much, Lauren, and tip of the cap to Mike Cody for that tremendous honor. On the floor here, we've got the Franklin Fusion Dance Company. They are helping entertain tonight's sellout crowd along with their tremendous band in attendance as well. Stay with us. Lots more to come here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
Welcome back to the show. This is Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. We're at the intermission here out in Elk Grove at Franklin High School, where visiting Elk Grove High is on top by just 2 points after leading at 1 point by 15, and a furious comeback in the second quarter by Ken Manfredi's Wildcats have tightened things up dramatically. In fact, I don't think we've had a game this year that has featured this many three balls, certainly not in the first half. And to be more specific, Elk Grove hit 7 in the first half, while Franklin really warmed it up and didn't hit any in the first quarter and then had 4 in the second quarter. So we've seen 11 threes. Well, there's been a lot of history between these teams over the years. This is the 33rd meeting since 2005, and it has been dominated by the host Wildcats. They won the first 7 meetings beginning in 05, and then the Herd countered with back-to-back wins, but then the Wildcats unleashed a 16-game winning streak from 09 to 15. Elk Grove took 3 of the next 4, but then 3 straight wins, the last most recent 3 by Franklin. Right now, anybody's game, but the Herd is up 2 at the break. As you see, the largest winning margin, 41 points back in 2013. And it was quite a blitz. Don't be mistaken there by that Capital Christian. That is supposed to be Franklin winning that game 63-22. So Franklin leads the overall series in pretty grand fashion. 1:35 left in the intermission, and I believe Lauren Goodman is standing by with Ken Manfredi.
Coach, how important was it for your team to respond in that second quarter?
Well, we put ourselves in a tough situation, and we've done that recently, so that was a little concerning, but it was good to see that, as we didn't rush as much on offense, we did a better job. Elk Grove had a good first half, and we've just got to get to the basics. The basics is we just got to guard the ball. Guys are blowing by our guys. We're helping, we're rotating, and Elk Grove's done a good job taking advantage of that, so we need to tighten that up.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Will?
Okay, Goody. I'm quite sure that Coach Manfredi feels a whole lot better just looking at a 2-point deficit compared to what was facing him in the first quarter when Elk Grove broke loose and hit 5 threes in that opening quarter to take the big lead. Okay, here we are underway here in the third. Up 2 is Elk Grove. Franklin with first possession. Drive it strong right, an air ball on the layup try. Send it ahead. Stop and go move. The lean in is sweetly drained. Well, I'll tell you, Alcaraz, beautiful job with the hang time there. Back to a 4-point lead for the Herd. Inside layup down. Leland Estacio.
And there's something about Estacio, his ability to change speeds is really working for him tonight.
Inside shot. I couldn't see it because somebody down there is holding up a big sign and obscured vision. However, here's Estacio back on the attack. 40-36. Roberts, short. Wide open three-point gunning, a miss there, and Roberts has the great position again. Drive missed by Blackman, again kept alive by Jalen Roberts.
It seems like every 50-50 ball is going to Franklin, and Coach talked about that before, boxing out and giving that second chance effort.
Stasio defended tough on the perimeter there by Britton, the freshman. Cross court skip. Wright misses the corner three. Rebound cleared out by J.J. James, who was in foul trouble early. Deep J, back rim, no, on the miss by Alcaraz. One and done. Stasio pushing a little bit. Loses the rock. Here's a run out. Send it ahead. One-on-one. Down. Samir Khan. Off the turnover. Time out taken. Let's take another look.
And just slowing it up. He knew that the charge was coming, or anticipation of the charge coming. Then he changed that speed up a little bit to get the little kiss off the glass.
36-42. That's a 6-point deficit facing the host team right there. Ken Manfredi demonstrative on delivering that message.
And you saw all eyes locked into whatever he was telling his team and getting his point across.
We are back to action, and we welcome you in case you've just stopped in for a visit. This is Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. This is Delta League basketball at its best.
Tonight, it hasn't fell short of anything. These two teams understand what tonight means, and they're competing.
Open daylight shooting, a miss, but another offensive rebound. Fadeaway J missed by Wright. On the run rebound, Alcaraz splits two defenders and misses the layup on a tough luck wiggle.
And he put some fancy on that before.
Stolen from behind. Excellent defense there, turned in by Albert Green.
His hands are just so quick and active, getting tips and deflections, which leads to steals.
There he is. A miss by Green, one and done. Rebound yanked by Wright.
And you see the Wildcats kind of slow things up and be patient. They have some great offensive packages because Coach Manfredi puts in the work and time for it, but they need some players that have confidence right now other than Leland.
Wright trying to make something happen. Banks it home off the left side. Glass.
And I think right on time, that's who they needed to see. Wright score.
Loose ball on the floor. Taken away by Franklin. 2-1. Wright misses the layup on the step through.
And why, young fella? Go get the easy layup.
Corner jump shot on the way. Long this time. Roberts inhales another rebound on the miss by Alcaraz. Crowd coming alive for host Franklin.
And for any team, this could be frustrating. As you see band cheering sections, they brought the noise today.
Leland D'Estasio, the runner, pops out. Flat foot rebound gathered by Alcaraz. Stop and go, spin in the key. Green sends it outside. Britton gives it back. Driving layup, Britton.
And every time he scores, he's fired up and ready to go.
Back to a 6-point lead for the Herd, 44-38. Blackman to Wright, passes up on the J from three-point range and resets with Estasio. 3-minute mark, flip side, quarter number 3. Here's a turnover, sent it ahead, a layup, missed! Tapped up high off the board and gathered by the Wildcats. Down, Leland Estasio.
And that's something you can't do. You can't miss a layup, get all in your own head, and then give up a 3 on the other end.
44-41, whistle and a foul on the drive. It was Samir Khan driving it, defended by Martinez Reyes.
First team. In the game for Franklin, number 12, Zach Battergan, number 21, Francis Smith.
Spin the replay dial.
And he's just deadly. He's deadly when you give him an opportunity to score. And then that was on a missed layup. Nobody got back in transition or didn't know where he was, and then he got the shot.
Inbound, 3 on the way. That's a miss taken by Eric Lee after the inbound from Aaron Gilliard. Important possession here. Young down. Wow. Jacob Young, that was big. 44-43 twice now. The Cats have been within 1, and that looks like a turnover. It is.
And you kind of see the Herd getting a little frustrated. But on that last bucket, Young can score so easily because Roberts got extremely good position and was able to clear that lane up.
1:50 to go, late third. A huge possession here as the Cats trail by 1. Jacob Young, a kick out. Estacio, back rim, no. Loose ball comes out long.
Estacio kind of rushed that last shot. Probably wish he could have it back to take his time.
Britton, talented freshman, works on Estacio, spins inside and draws a foul.
And Coach Manfredi's looking on, telling his team, I like the young kid's energy, but he's doing the same move. They have to play better defense, and he's talking to his team directly right now about how Britton is impacting the game with his ability.
He is impacting the game, but so far 0 for 3 from the foul line.
We knew coming in, well, these two teams do not shoot good free throw percentages, and tonight you can tell on both sides why they're not taking their time.
1 out of 2, 45-43. On the season, Elk Grove shooting just 58% from the stripe, and Franklin 53. This is Jacob Young. The Wildcats can draw close, tie, or go ahead. Roberts foul line drive, fade away, and a travel and a turnover. He took a bump there and shuffled.
And Coach Monday's really happy about that, but that was Roberts' lack of ability of being ready. He's been fighting for position, doing his job on the low post, and then when he gets the ball, he's not ready, and then you see the shuffle of the feet.
Gilliard with the rock, now passes. A whistle and a carry, a turnover called against Eric Lee.
And the Franklin fans are loving that they get a turnover on possession right there. That was an unforced turnover. I know the Herd want that one back.
45 seconds to go here in the third. Another crucial possession here for the Wildcats. Estacio wants it. Bank shot down, and we are tied.
Estacio finding a way to score by any means.
In the paint, a kick out, and looks like they want to use some of the clock, just about even with the shot clock and game clock. A runner trickles out, and Roberts boards the miss taken by Britton.
Ooh, that was a close one.
10 seconds, there's Coach Manfredi. Estacio's got the rock, working on the freshman, and draws a foul on Britton.
And he baited him right in. That's veteran leadership or veteran experience against a young rookie. He got him right baited in after a missed shot, so you see frustration. Coach Manfredi trying to talk to his team right now.
Non-shooting, Jacob Young to inbound, 4 seconds left. Baseline drive, Estacio, stop, wheel, and a whistle is going to halt play. Stepped out of bounds, evidently. Turnover.
He was all the way out on that last one.
And we have played 3, and as we thought it would be, intense, fierce, and tied after 3. We'll be right back.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television. You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Well, there you see part of this sellout crowd here at Franklin High this evening here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're tied at 45 with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. We have been treated thus far as we thought we would, and one of your key points in your game at a glance was free throwing. Right now, Elk Grove 2 for 6 and 2 for 7 for Franklin.
Not good at all, and you see why they're shooting in the 50% range.
Drive and dish, bank shot wobbles out. Estacio rebounds the miss, taken there by Gill.
That was really good execution.
Traveling a turnover on right.
That was really good execution from Elk Grove and for both teams. They have a really good play package. Coach Monday has his team executing as well as Coach Manfredi. And a lot of teams don't have execution-based offenses where it's whoever is available in the offense. And so players have to play with confidence.
Stop and go. Tuck it in and bank it home. Gab Alvarez, and he's played excellently. Go-ahead bucket. 47-45, Hurd on top. Blackman, a miss. And a clear out rebound taken by Gill. Alvarez has played a solid game. This is Gilliard working on the taller Blackman. Well defended. Alvarez drives on a double team. Wow, loses the rock, and they're going to call a block on right. First foul on the freshman.
Just getting to the spot before they get there. Alvarez sized him up before he attacked and got exactly what he wanted.
Young comes out. I should say Young enters the contest and replaces Blackman. Except for the 45 tie, Elk Grove has led the entire game. Britton. Gilliard, a miss. Estacio boards it. Big trip up the floor. Goes to Young. Skip pass and a breakup and a foul is going to be called here, and rightly so. So Lee is called for his second foul, but what have we got here?
That was not on Lee. It's going the other way. And we might need to see the instant replay on that. That's back to the home cooking. As you see, Coach Monday is not happy about the last play.
You did not think that was the foul on Lee, is that right? Whistle away from the ball, and it goes right back. Gilliard fouled by Wright. Here's another look at the
interpretation. He goes for the steal. He doesn't get it, but it's grabbed, so he can't go to make forward progression. So that kid, there's no way. There's no way. The foul wasn't called. The foul was called after the bump.
Substitution Hurd coming back onto the court. Samir Khan, number 10, and replaces Alcaraz, who's played well. 11 points in the ball game for him. He'll take a rest. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this one. And Elk Grove back on top by 2 with the rock. Lose it, get it back, retain possession. Still 20 on the shot clock.
And this is a guards game, but at the same time right now, why are they letting them just stand and no pressure applied? 5-second count, get this thing going.
A miss from three-point range and a leaping, swooping rebound. Gilliard takes it from the corner, drive it, and we got a whistle on a missed shot and an injured Wildcat on that play. They call Estacio for the foul. And the Franklin trainer out on the court along with Coach Manfredi, and being attended to there is Martinez Reyes. He'll come out of the ball game replaced by Mislang.
I think it's the way he came down. Probably had a little tweak, but on that last play, I hope Coach Monday is happy with his team's effort. That was the first time I seen them actually pursuing the offensive rebound. 2 to 3 herd going to the basketball, and then they get this opportunity, and now they have Han at the free throw line.
He's 1 out of 2 so far tonight. Now make it 1 out of 3. And again, we refer to the poor free throwing this season by both clubs.
Free throws, that's what you need to hear on both sides from the fans.
Bend the knees, steady with the dribble, got it. 48-45. The Wildcats have dug themselves out of a deep trench and caught the herd at 45, but again, slipping behind. Huge possession here. Roberts, ball overhead, tapped away. And it's a turnover, no, salvaged by Young. Fierce defense, another of your game-at-a-glance keys.
Defense, and you see both coaches at the right angle right now, intense.
Great shot.
And trying to get in communication with their teams.
Nice shot along that sideline. Estacio misses the layup. And Young scrambles for the rebound, and it's a baseline foul. It's going to be called on Aragon.
And you can tell why both coaches are intense right now, because this is a win that they need. They can't go out of this week without getting this W, and they both need them at a high level. So you're going to see intensity from both sidelines.
Baseline inbound, Estacio lob to Roberts. Wildcats are down 3. Here's Estacio, drive it, bank it, down!
Estacio said, this is my court. I got to score this bucket.
48-47. Tightening up again. Britton sends it off to sophomore Albert Green. Now here's a baseline drive and a kick out. Britton, leaping try on the rebound by 3 players, but again, Roberts comes up with it.
Roberts has been secretly the difference maker in this game, because he's given the Wolfpack so many opportunities that they probably wouldn't have if they didn't have his big size in the middle.
No doubt. Estacio drives and kicks. Corner 3, down! Buried by Wright.
And right on time. Right on time for the 3.
That is the first lead of the game for host Franklin. It comes with 3:40 left here in the 4th. Timeout on the floor, but we'll hold it right here. It's a full time, and we've got a few seconds to chat about that. Wright looked shaky on a number of earlier plays, but didn't hesitate, as you'll see here.
In a special place with Coach Manfredi and his style is continue to play, continue to chip away, and I talked about this at the end of the first quarter. It wasn't Franklin's job to get back in the game in the first half, maybe necessarily, but they've chipped away. They've continued to fight. They've continued to battle. And look at where they're at right now with a 2-point lead, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Playing against a young team who I don't know yet if is really road tested and battle ready. So right now, Elk Grove has a good opportunity or a good chance to grow and develop if they can pull this out.
This has been a wild one, a packed house, intense as you can get, and these people have been treated to some fierce basketball. Most of them standing right now as we come down the home stretch.
And this is the type of crowd you want to play in front of as a high school player. You don't get these type of chances or looks filling the gym up.
Corner jump shot, down! A go-ahead basket.
Right on time. On the other end, the young star, Al Green, knocking the three down.
Green's third three of the night. It puts the Herd on top by 1, 51-50.
And the young talent in Sacramento is so special right now. It's so bright, and the future is looking big.
A pull-up and miss by Estacio. One and done. Britton shoves it off up the floor cautiously. Samir Khan. Britton has it tapped away. It's a turnover.
And that's not a possession you're going to be able to get back, Coach Monday. I've been in his position before. On that same bench, understanding being down or being up in this gym, you don't want to lose possessions.
Estacio wants it, loses the rock. Here's a foot race. Players diving on the floor, and the Herd comes up with it. Wow.
And if there was a timeout somebody could call right now, they need one to settle down.
Alcaraz sends it back out on top to Samir Khan. Now Britton. 2:05 to go. Late fourth. A steal on the run by Wright. One-on-one. Britton is back. Blocked out of there off the board. But the Cats come up with it by Young. A drive and a hard foul. J.J. James just decked.
I don't know what it is the refs got against James, but that last block has so much body on it. I saw more contact on the last block than that one.
That was lots of contact, and we'll take another look. He got blasted out of the way on that one, but nice jumping by Britton. Meantime, at the line, trying for a tie. Got it.
And I didn't see any contact on the last one. Way to knock the free throws down, though. Again, we talked about this separation in the game. You see a crucial foul at the end, last 2 minutes, and now we're coming down to who can make their free throws.
Francis Mislang at the stripe, drops them both. Back in front are the Wildcats. And a timeout on the floor taken by Franklin. It's a full, and we'll be right back. Don't wander off.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
We have been treated to some Delta League boys basketball at a high level for intensity and drama. Just a minute 51 left. Franklin with only its second lead of the game. Up 1. Drive, layup, down! Scooped in sweetly by Albert Green. A go-ahead bucket. 53-52. Elk Grove and Estacio's tied up, but they're going to call a foul on Britton.
And I gotta tell you, you guys are watching something special right now. Not only happening with Britton as the freshman is stepping up and really making a name for herself right now, but Estacio is just showing control. He has Britton on a yo-yo right now. He's playing fantastic and pressuring him. As you see, both coaches kind of talk to their team, but Estacio is running the show right now.
As we thought he would, a veteran, all-Metro guy, a stellar guard. He's got 20 points. Drive it, dish it. Roberts down! Woo, daddy.
And you see what we're talking about. Special.
54-53. Seesaw down the stretch. Less than a minute to go. Albert Green with the rock and a timeout taken by Dustin Mundy and the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. It's a 30.
I like the timeout. I know I see in Green's eyes he was ready to cook and go to work, but I think Coach got a timeout right on time so that he can get an opportunity to talk to his team and get them kind of settled down to the execution that he wants.
Let's take a look at a couple replays here.
Well, Green took it straight to right, and you're seeing a battle right now of the future of this Delta League, but then you see Estacio have him in on the string and dropping the dime to Roberts.
Now the score right now, 54-53. These teams average something in that neighborhood, and they may get to that level, but the defense that Goody pointed out would be a decisive factor. As you see there, Elk Grove averaging 59.1, Franklin 59.2. Right now, Franklin up 54-53. Inbound, it goes to Alvarez. He's played excellently tonight. A runner is short, and it's a charge. Wow, Britton, what do you think, Goody?
I gotta see the replay. No, they call a push off with the off arm. And now that's probably the second or the third one that hasn't went Elk Grove's way, unfortunately. He goes no push off, extension, and gets a bump and cannot finish the layup. And right there they call a charge. That's a little bit of home cooking, but it's going towards Franklin's way.
Wildcats up 1 with the rock, 35 seconds to go. Estacio now to right, drive it, lay it, down! Davion right.
And you can tell why Coach Manfredi feels that the kid is special, and he just wants the gym to get quiet right now.
Time out taken by Dustin Mundy and the Elk Grove Herd. It comes with 21 seconds left.
And Coach Monday is going crazy right now. Hopefully he can keep it contained because he doesn't want a technical. It's important that he can control his emotion. I haven't seen his assistant coaches one time tonight get him under control as he was all the way on the court on that last play.
Let's take a look at the last sequence.
And this is a setup by Estacio. He has so much attention that when it rotates to right, right gets the opportunity to get an easy layup right there. And they probably would have pulled it out. As you see Coach Manfredi talking to his team, talking specifically to right now. If he would have probably pulled it out and had a little hesitation, he probably would have been okay with that play. But when you see your player go in and score, it gives you a lot of relief.
The young freshman taking it upon himself. Made some earlier mistakes in the game, but has atoned. He's got 5 points here in the fourth, 12 for the game.
And Coach Manfredi, he is a veteran at this. He knows how to keep his team calm, and he knows how to lead them into the promised land.
Here we go, inbound to Alvarez. It goes to Britton, 15 seconds to go. Baseline drive. Out of bounds, and a turnover on Samir Khan on the baseline step. And Coach Manfredi calls a timeout. You see a disgusted Elk Grove contingent there.
And that's not what Elk Grove wanted. I got to go. Right now, it's so many coaching moments happening. Coach, you got to call a timeout to execute. First and foremost, Elk Grove, you have to execute on that possession. You don't even have to go for the three. You have to score. You cannot go for a turnover. And then on the other hand, Coach Manfredi showing his chessmanship right now and showing his commitment to his craft, being able to pull his team out of a deficit as deep as they were, especially when they cannot make shots. They have proven that they have grown up tonight, and I know Coach Manfredi just wants this 12 seconds to be over.
Televised live by Access Sacramento. You can see the replay tomorrow at 11 a.m., Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on cable television channel 17. Video on demand from the NFHSnetwork.com.
Okay, 12 seconds left. Franklin by 3. Franklin with the rock. And remember, Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our players of the game in our post-game segment, and you certainly don't want to miss out on that. Meantime, we still have 12 seconds to play here. And here's the inbound by Franklin. No guarantee. Trouble on the inbound. And a turnover called on Jacob Young. Elk Grove apparently still alive on a dead ball turnover.
And you see offense-defense rotations coming in quickly.
Elk Grove will inbound baseline right on their end of the floor. They need a 3-ball to tie it. Trouble, high lob, intercepted by Young. And a deflection out of bounds on a near steal there by Alcaraz. Wow. 2 inbound turnovers.
And when I tell you these teams almost played just alike, very similar, just on different sides of Elk Grove.
7.7 left in this one. No guarantees of any kind, but right now, Franklin happy to be up by 3 with the rock again.
And it's attention to detail. This is master coaching for all the young coaches that are watching right now. You see Coach Manfredi on the side with his team huddling up before they get into the huddle so they can go and execute. You have to have clear communication from the top, and then it goes down to the players.
This crowd has been treated to intense play, heavy drama here.
This is something you want, even for Elk Grove. They have their student section, and they're giving their student section some love right now. This is an amazing crowd just for high school basketball.
How could I dispute that, Goody? 56-53. There you see that Franklin bench. Both of these teams have played intense basketball, no holds barred, and everything tonight is going to be left out on the court.
And you see the fans are just enjoying it. This is really what the Delta League is all about.
And remember the urgency for these teams to notch a win tonight. They both came in 1-3, trying to get back into the hunt for a playoff spot. And with this kind of a ball game, you can imagine the emotion. Here we go. Inbound, Young gets it into Estacio. He's swarmed and fouled with 5 seconds left.
And every coach, this is probably the most stressful time during the game.
Britton fouls out with 5.5. Estacio at the line for 1-1. On the season, a 70% free thrower, tops on the club, except for Martinez Reyes. Late sub coming in. Britton sits down. Entering the fray, Eric Lee. A free throw here will put Franklin in excellent position. It's 1-1, remember. Down. Up 4. Estacio will get the bonus. And this Franklin crowd already starting to celebrate. Looked like Estacio was signaling to someone in the audience, and he got them both. Up 5, 58-53. Up the floor quick. Deep J, air ball. And Roberts has a rebound to end the game, and this one is in the book, and it turns out to be a 58-53 home victory, hard-earned against tough Elk Grove, as the Wildcats come up off the deck from an early 21-7, 23-7 deficit, and twice caught the herd at 45, and again a little later they didn't take their first lead until 50-48, Lauren, at the 3:40 mark of the game.
It takes some time to get going. Wish they would have had a probably hot hand in the beginning, but way to fight in the game, Franklin. Way to be coachable and come back.
Don't wander off. When we come back for our post-game segment, Lauren Goodman will be interviewing our players of the game and the winning coach in tonight's big contest. Stay with us.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. You've all been misunderstood. You're not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening in Elk Grove, where tonight at Franklin High School, the host Wildcats recover from an early 23-7 deficit to have a big second half finish and close strong to finish with a 58-53 victory in a wild ball game that was intense the entire evening before a sellout crowd tonight. Lauren Goodman is standing by with our guests. Let's go ahead and see who we have selected for our players of the game, and well-deserved honors Gab Alcarez for Elk Grove High School in tonight's action, 11 points for the senior guard, showing well. And a pair of players honored for the Wildcats, of course, all-Metro point guard Leland Estacio, a splendid performance, 22 points and another superlative floor game. And unheralded post player Jalen Roberts, I don't have the official tally, but I imagine he has been good for about 15 or more rebounds tonight. He was simply dynamite on the glass. Lauren Goodman is standing by with our players of the game. Lauren?
Well, I have a full crowd down here on the floor, and my Elk Grove player finally came out. Gab, you kind of got the hot hand going for your team. How big was it for you to knock down those shots?
I don't know, we just got to execute, and we just got to run the plays, you know. But yeah.
Now, not only were you an offensive threat for your team tonight, but you played tremendous defense. You got a big steal in down there in the fourth quarter. What was your intensity or level on the defensive end? What were you trying to think about?
Nothing, just play ball. That's it. Nothing.
Tonight didn't go your way, but how are your team going to build on tonight and get better? I know you guys need to get back in the winning streak of things.
You know, it's just one by one. You just got to move on. Go to the next one.
Now, tonight's crowd was really intense. You guys had a crazy fan section yourselves. How much do you guys love that support, even though you guys are on the road?
You know, I love it. It's just not our way. I don't know.
You're all right. Good game tonight. Thank you so much. Now, for Franklin, I'm here with Two Towers. It's kind of the wingman, Batman and Robin type of deal, point guard and post. How much have you guys grown together and played together?
We've been playing together since we were little. We both have trust in each other to make the right play, right decision for our team so we can win.
Yeah, we've just been together since early elementary school. I mean, we've just grown and like bonded together.
Well, evidently some technical difficulty. Possibly someone disrupted the interview there, pulling a cable out, but we will rejoin Lauren Goodman shortly so she can complete the interview process with Leland Estacio and rebounding dynamo Jalen Roberts. Okay, Lauren.
Well, we are here with the Franklin players of the game, and now you two have grown. We just talked about it a little bit. You guys have grown together and gotten better. How much is an asset to him, having him down low for you?
It's a big asset, you know, having me up top, him down low, him controlling down low, and I got up top, having the trust in each other.
Now, you down low and owning it, how much of it helps your team in getting key rebounds and just getting your team extra opportunities?
Extra opportunities are very huge, especially late game. You just want to have as many possessions as possible, and I have to do everything in order to get that for my team.
Now, tonight I saw major leadership on both sides of you two, something different that we haven't seen, and definitely a growth from last year. How much has your leadership grown over the year?
It has grown since I'm the only senior, the only leader, basically the same captain coming back from last year. So my role is big, leading these young group of men, having the trust in me to put them in the right position to win.
Now, as he's talking about his leadership, how much are you looking up to him as one of the seniors up top?
I mean, he's our captain, he's our voice. Whatever he says, we just got to listen and do our best to help him.
Now, for both of you guys, it came down crunch in the fourth quarter. Coach Manfredi was kind of all over the place trying to get you guys to stay focused. How was that fourth quarter for you guys as players?
We all know that we have to stay calm, play our game, not play up to the hype of the crowd or the hype of the other team.
What about for you?
He just tells us that when it's fourth quarter crunch time, we just got to play smart, rebound, and just not turn the ball over.
Now, you guys were kind of on the low end of the bracket right now, picking up a win tonight. How big was tonight's win, especially at home?
It is very big, trying to fight for a playoff position since we're at the bottom, trying to make our way back up to the top.
And now I know we're here and the broadcast is crazy, but how crazy are your fans and how much you guys love that support?
I mean, we love all the support that we can get. I mean, it's just a big crowd. It just makes us all feel good, and it's amazing for that support.
Well, these two standouts for Franklin were amazing tonight. Good luck on the rest of the season. And now we're going to have Coach Manfredi step over. If we can get him, you could grab him. Coach is coming on. Coach, way to fight back and get in the game. How much was it a success for you guys to get back on the winning streak and kind of start something new in this Delta?
Bigger than big. To start, I mean, credit to Elk Grove for playing gutsy and tough and smart, and they did a great job. This league, you know, I've probably coached the Delta League 14, 15, 16 years, and I mean, these are two teams stuck at 1-3 and playing playoff basketball with possessions that count every quarter of the night. So kudos to them for doing a great job. And you know, we had a hard time getting stops all night, and we made some timely stops at the end. We made some free throws, and it got a couple big baskets, and it can be as simple as that at times. But they took us to the limit tonight, and hopefully we become a better team for it.
Coach, I've been talking about coaches just getting better and establishing themselves as coaches. And then in the fourth quarter, how much did you rely on your assistant coaches? We saw you meeting a few times. Yeah. How was those conversations with the group and then relying it to your players?
Yeah, it was collaborative because, you know, I have a very good staff. They've been with me for a while. And, you know, right now, I mean, to be honest, we're leaning on each other to try to give our guys direction to put them in a position to be successful. And so, you know, I'm gonna lean on my other coaches just to give me some ideas and some perspective and sometimes just some confirmation. So, and then on top of that, it was just, you know, getting the ball in Leland's hands is important. You know, he's an all-conference senior, and you know, at the end we're gonna win with him, you know, or we're gonna go down with him. So.
Now, Leland did his thing, Coach, just like you said. He kind of led the way for your group. But on the other end, Robert stepped up big in the low post. He's not really a major presence, but he was a big presence for your team tonight.
He battled, and we were down, you know, one of our starting post players who's tremendously athletic and, you know, probably would have had an impact on tonight's game. So he had to play big minutes and did a good job. We had a sub come in, Zach Faddergon, who did a great job, who hasn't played a lot. So he just got some great Delta experience tonight. So Jalen battled for us, and that was, you know, that was needed, every bit of it.
Coach, how do your team build on tonight? Like you said, you're in the 1-3 record, and now you've taken this win, so now you're 2-3. Yeah. How do you guys just take baby steps in building and going forward?
It starts that we ended a tough week well. So the 3-game weeks in the Delta League is incredibly tough. You could really fall in 1 week. And we had a couple, you know, mishaps, a couple setbacks on Monday against an outstanding Jesuit team. And then Wednesday, you go to Davis, and you go to Davis. It's a tough place to play, and they play really loose, and they shot well. We didn't. And so it had the makings of a tough week, and we dug ourselves out tonight. I'm very proud because we could end with a little momentum and then build for a really important week next week, starting Monday at Casumas Oaks. It's our rival game. It's at their place. It doesn't get much better than that. That's awesome.
Coach, well, the team looks like they're in good hands. Franklin here is in a good position to start building up. Will?
Okay, thank you very much, Lauren. A huge win for host Franklin this evening, coming up off the deck from an early first quarter deficit of 23-7, and they finally caught Elk Grove at 45, then slipped behind again, and the Cats did not take their first lead of the ball game until 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the contest, and went ahead by a count of 50-48, and then fell behind again and regained the lead, 52-51. More seesaw. Elk Grove back in front, 53-52, and then finally a 54-53 lead that they held until the end. So we had some tremendous drama down the stretch, seesaw, tie game, and so forth, but can't say enough for the comeback ability of the host Wildcats, and certainly the Elk Grove Thundering Herd under Dustin Mundy. Got to give them a lot of credit for coming in here and putting up the performance they did.
This is what the Delta League is about. I don't care if you're at the top of the Delta League or at the bottom of the Delta League. It's competitive day in and day out. Coach highlighted that a little bit about his week. That's how it is every week here. I think Elk Grove put a tremendous performance together, and Franklin was able to squeak it out.
They were indeed. And listening to Coach Manfredi's remarks in the postgame segment, when you were talking about Roberts, who was one of our players of the game, I really have to say that they didn't rave enough about him. If Coach Manfredi called that a pretty good performance, let me just go ahead and back that up with saying that was a dynamite individual rebounding performance tonight by Jalen Roberts. I'd love to know the official totals on his rebounding tonight, but it might be a career high, and it was one of the saving graces for host Franklin tonight.
Well, he easily, if we say unofficially, he had easily 15 to 20 rebounds tonight. Easily, and that's not even including tips and deflections that he created by his size and his ability. But he's been doing that, and again, we highlighted that during the coverage. This is a kid that's been in the program 3 years, solid. So he's been able to grow and develop, and you can tell in his game when he got the opportunity to, he took advantage of it.
He most certainly did. And there's something else that should not be overlooked before we close out. We talked about shaky free throwing for both teams the entire season up to this point in time. It should be noted that in the fourth quarter of tonight's contest, the host Franklin Wildcats hit 4 out of 4, while Elk Grove stumbled at the stripe, didn't get many chances, just 1 out of 2. And 2 of those 4 out of 4 belong to Francis Mislang, a substitute off the bench. He wore 21 tonight, and that pair of free throws coming in cold in such a moment of such a tight game in the clutch were the key free throws that got them over the top at that point.
It's these type of programs is why we coach and why we want to be involved. A lot of teams are 7 to 8 man rotations, and so it's not a where everybody plays every opportunity, but when you have these type of programs where they give kids opportunities and give kids chances to be ready and play, hey, when your number's called, you got to perform, and that's what happened tonight for Manfredi's ball club.
Yeah, they did indeed perform. And again, tip of the cap to Dustin Mundy's Herd. They performed as well. A quick look at individual totals first for visiting Elk Grove, leading the way with 14 points, but just 5 in the second half. The outstanding freshman Amir Britton, 13. Point guard Albert Green, Alcarez 11, and Samir Khan hit 10. 4 of the Herd in double figures. And then for host Franklin, 22 points for Leland Estacio, including a clutch pair of free throws, 1-and-1 style for the clinchers. 12 for freshman Davion Wright that woke up in the second half with 7 of those, including 5 in the fourth quarter. 10 points for Martinez Reyes. 7 for Roberts to go with his 20 rebounds. 5 points for Young, who played a scrappy game off the bench. And the deuce for Mislang, those 2 fourth quarter free throws that were oh so precious. So that's the way it shakes out tonight here. We're in Elk Grove at Franklin High School in this Delta League battle as the host Wildcats prevail in a squeaker. And we want to turn your attention to this programming note of some interest to you. If you've been missing the girls in our coverage, you'll have no longer to wait than 1 week's time as a rematch from a game we televised 1 year ago at Sacramento High School's Dave Hotel Pavilion. The host, Sacramento Lady Dragons, you've heard of that team, haven't you, will entertain the invading Centennial Bulldogs, nationally ranked. They're 17-1 at present. That will be some kind of a show.
Oh, it's going to be a show. It's going to be a matchup, probably our first matchup this whole new year, but this new Game of the Week season where we're going to have multiple Division I athletes on the floor, and they're going to be able to display their talents.
Multiple Division I athletes, your keynote words.
For both schools.
For both schools. Well, that's the way it plays out tonight here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. A wild 5-point comeback win for Franklin over scrappy Elk Grove. Access Sacramento and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew express their deep appreciation to the Franklin High School administration, particularly Athletic Director Mike Cody. And again, a reminder, he is the State Athletic Director of the Year for the Sac Joaquin section, and certainly took care of our broadcast arrangements beautifully tonight, as always. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For Lauren Goodman, Game Director Nick Dunn, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us tonight, and look ahead and look forward to the next occasion when we can get together. From Franklin High School in Elk Grove, I'm Will James. So long, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.